Welcome back to Yugoloth Tabletop, everyone. My name is Charlie Hartman. I am your Dungeon Master. And joining me today are my amazing players.
Hi, this is Will Boyle. I play Moldavite, the Githyanki Soul Knife Rogue, the glorified Star Fox character.
I'm Keyjohn Smith, and I play Izzy Vanderplin, a.k.a. Mr. Nat 1 turned Mr. Nat 20, and I play Divine Soul Sorcerer.
Hello, I am Cheyenne Mitchell. I play Alara Cyanidel, the paladin, and still the only girl.
Hi, I'm Nick Bevilacqua, and tonight, coming back again with Goatee, our favorite laid-back ranger.
All right. Well, the start of this episode is also going to be very special because just as we've reached episode 4, you have also leveled up to level 4. Woo. Now, for those that don't know, level 4 is a very special level in the early game because it's the first time everyone gets the chance to choose either a feat or ability score improvement. A feat is a special ability or feature you can add onto your character if they meet the requirements. Think of it like an added special ability that can range from being able to cast other spells to being able to imitate or do certain cool actions like pushing people around with their shield, Captain America style, taking hits better, or just being way more lucky than usual and having the chance to reroll your dice whenever you need to. Quick question, what all did everyone take for level 4?
I, Moldavite, took the alert feat, which basically means I cannot be surprised while conscious. People can't get advantage on attack rolls when they're hidden to me, and I gain a +5 to initiative rolls, which means I now have a +8 to initiative.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
No one's getting the drop on you.
Literally no.
All right. What about you, John? What did Easy get?
Izzy has now learned Magic Initiate. Essentially, I choose a class: Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. In this case, I chose Wizard. I learn 2 counters of my choice from that class spell list. And in addition, I get to choose 1 first level spell to learn from the same list. And using this feat, I can cast that spell once at its lowest level. And I must finish a long rest before I can do it that way again.
Out of curiosity, what spells did you choose?
For the cantrips, I chose 2 utility. I chose Mold Earth and Mending. And for my first level spell, I chose Find Familiar.
Nice, that's a very powerful one. We'll get into that in a minute. Alara, what did you decide to do?
I just increased my dexterity by 2 points.
Nice. Ooh. So it went from 16 to an 18.
Yes, indeed.
All right. And that means that you now have a +4 to all your rolls.
Yes.
Awesome. We can't wait to see you do even more damage. And what about Goatee? Nick, what did Goatee do?
Goatee has taken Crossbow Expert. What that means is that I ignore the loading properties of crossbows, so I can fire the same crossbow multiple times a turn. Even when I'm within 5 feet, I can still attack with the crossbows and not get disadvantage. And when I use the attack action with one of my crossbows, if they're one-handed, I can use my bonus action to fire from the other hand.
Well, with that established, let's go ahead and jump back into the story. When we last left off in the previous episode, you had all managed to successfully repel the gnoll Berzoi attackers from killing you in a blood mortal combat. However, just as soon as you had obtained your victory, you were surrounded and ambushed by the Berzoi leader, Clares, and her army of gnoll hunters. Faced with the entire Berzoi pack, as well as the Ring of the Wilderness, you chose to tactfully retreat and hopefully get away while drawing the Berzoi's attention away from the Lucrata and the other moody gnolls. Your plan succeeded, and as a result, you were able to escape them. You then went on to help Sherbin convince 3 other tribes that they needed to help you take care of the Berzois once and for all. However, the third one, the Sholos, had already allied themselves with the Berzoi, and to make matters worse, had launched an invasion of undead gnoll warriors known as the entombed gnolls at the Furbolg village of Talhelm. Sherbin realized that this would be seen as a declaration of war by Kalia, so they begged you to help them find a way to get to the village as soon as possible. Luckily, Goatsy and Moldavite thought quick, used the sending stone to contact Aeschylus, and you managed to get to the teleportation circle not far from the village in the nick of time. We now cut to there, all right? As soon as the circle dies down, you find yourself once more back in the small wooded circle where you first entered into Talhelm. The forest is just as vibrant and colorful as you first saw it. The leaves rustle against a gentle breeze, but none of you seem to notice right now. Sherbin quickly recovers from a sneezing fit and begins surveying the area, marking the trees, pawing at the dirt, and muttering to themselves.
So, how was your first teleportation?
I don't want to talk about it. What are we gonna do?
Alright, so we first need to get to Talheim and see what, and, well, first warn them of what on earth is going on with them, but also stick around to help protect them. That's my idea.
Do you think they'd be willing to evacuate? I mean, they had to give a very simple order to the entombed gnolls, so I'm willing to bet it was probably something along the lines of kill anyone who's in the village and destroy it. So, if we remove the villagers, they're just houses, right?
Possibly. I don't know if the...
Gonna be hard to do that. It's just trust is a little bit of an issue right now, and just telling them to get out of their own village that they've lived there now for a long time, it's not gonna really work out.
We can try, but I feel like they would rather stick around and defend what they would see as their own land.
All right. It was a long shot anyway. Really, I don't get property sometimes. It's not worth dying over, really, is it?
To some people, yes.
All right. That just leaves us with one option then. We're going to have to prepare for a siege.
All right,
Alright.
let's do this. Each time.
Here's what I think we should happen. You four should definitely go in and tell them what's going on, and I'll come by in a few minutes and offer my expertise. All right? I know how the entombed gnolls operate. All right? So once they're ready to hear strategy, I can come in and explain what we need to do, and then we can start preparing.
Are you sure? Because I feel like it's gonna be harder for them to trust you. Maybe we should all go together, talk with them.
No. Not happening. The last thing the Furbergs want is to hear about an army of gnoll zombies attacking them from a gnoll. They'll trust you way before they trust me.
We should probably try talking to the woman that we met last time we were here. Maybe she'll be the one most likely to listen to us.
Possibly.
Our first priority should be evacuating the elderly and the children.
Yes.
Okay.
First, make sure no children get harmed. That is first prerogative.
Definitely.
And if I go with you, they already know my fate. Trust me, they trust me a little more. So I'll just go with you, help you out for wherever you may be. We'll go talk to them.
I don't know. I guess I had hoped that I could just work from the sidelines, but it seems I'm really not going to get that chance right now. Okay, I'll come with. But don't blame me if their first response is to try to put an arrow between my eyes.
Wouldn't be the first time, I'm sure.
Don't remind me.
Now that is what these kids are calling tea, I believe. Is that the right word?
No.
Okay, never mind. Let's keep going. And
Enough of this. We have to go.
Moldavite
Yeah,
just starts sprinting in that direction.
Well, a few minutes later, you do arrive to the outskirts of Talhelm. You round the corner on the first house, and unfortunately, Sherbin stops dead in their tracks as a volley of arrows puncture the ground right where their feet were.
You were close.
They look behind and give you all the side eye, but don't say a word. Wait, I know you. One of the furbolgs comes out from behind the trees and jumps down. He raises his visor to reveal one of the fisher bolgs you talked to 2 days ago. You're the nice folks investigating the Vanderplan attack. What are you doing out here with a gnoll?
Long story short, there is a attack coming from your village. We came here to warn you and also help.
At the mention of an attack, 24 more furbolgs, all armed and fully suited, step out of their camouflage platforms among the tree limbs and start looking down at all of you. They still have their bows, but they're not notched right now. The fisherbolg narrows their eyes. An attack? Really? Wait, it's actually happening. They're actually coming for us?
Unfortunately, yes. But we are here to help. We believe it is a army of undead gnolls. I believe that they're called the entombed. But do not worry, do not panic. All will be okay. We are here to help. I'm bad at public speaking, and I kind of just push Izzy in front of me.
Izzy, you get pushed forward as Sherbet follows, but stays a little bit behind.
You're better at public speaking than I am.
You can say that again.
He's better at public speaking than I am. What was I supposed to say that again?
The fisherbolg shakes their head and firmly holds up their hand, saying, Sorry, no, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we can't do that. In fact, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You're throwing a lot at me right now, and I'm afraid we really can't be accepting visitors right now. We appreciate the gesture, but I think right now we're going to have to ask you to leave. Especially you, they say, pointing to the gnoll. We appreciate you telling us this, but really, we're going to have to ask you to leave, please.
No, we implore you to let us stay and help. We're not asking to be a visitor. We're asking to help stand and defend your home. We don't have to go inside. Just ensure that you get your youth and children out of the way, please.
Okay. You do that, all right? Meantime, we'll stay here. Sorry, what's your name exactly? He says, pointing to Sherbin. It's Sherbin. Okay, Sherbin, I'm gonna have to ask you to please go, all right? No, I'm here to help, all right? Please, is there someone I can talk to who can give us some more answers, or I can get a better understanding of the village layout to protect it? No, please, just go, all right? You've done more than enough. Please just leave.
Can I whisper to certain what did you do to make them so hostile towards you? To this degree.
Roll stealth.
Oh shoot. Let's see. Okay, please. Never mind. 10.
All right, unfortunately, you're not stealthy at all, so the fisherbolg hears this and says, What did they do? What didn't they do? The past 3 years, we've been trying to rebuild our homes and villages, and you gnolls have done nothing but harass us, target us, sick your wild animals on us, and destroy our crops. We are trying to raise our families. At this, Sherbin steps forward and says, Yeah, well, so are we. And frankly, I understand why you're doing what you're doing, but at the end of the day, what you're doing is hurting nature. Hurting nature? We are preserving it. Preserving or changing it. The two start to square up with each other, but as this happens, all the other furbolgs start pulling out arrows. Sherbin backs up and says, Look, that's not important, okay? They hand their staff over to you, Izzy, and raise their hands. I know you all have no reason to trust me. We haven't seen eye to eye in a long time, and frankly, you probably have a good reason for that. All right? The furbolgs don't move. But right now, I don't care about any of that, because in 2 hours, that pack of undead gnolls are going to descend on this village and rip you all to shreds. Everyone pulls back on their bows. Is that a threat, wolf? Someone calls. No, it's a warning. I mean, a good one, help me.
Why would we have reason to lie to you about this? We came here seeking help or before, and now we are returning the favor of warning you ahead of time and offering help in your time of need.
Listen, I know the gnolls haven't exactly been nice to you guys. I know we don't know the full story, but right now we do know this story, and right now there's a very real threat on the way, and we need to be prepared and stop arguing.
Okay. Izzy or Moldavite, one of you roll persuasion with advantage.
Yes, Izzy's gonna roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you roll that.
Yeah.
Because I have a 10 to persuasion. Did you roll nat 20?
No.
A 7?
No. No. Okay, luckily it's advantage. I'm doing it again. No. 13.
All right, with 13, none of the furbolgs lower their weapons. However, one of them does come down from their place. It's the druid woman you had talked to before and had warned you about the Lucratas.
Oh, what's her name?
All right.
We all forgot her name.
Soup lady.
Soup lady.
The soup.
Le soup.
Alright.
She walks up to you, but unlike when you first met her, the warmth in her eyes have vanished. If this attack is real, why would you tell us? She asked Sherbin. An order of this magnitude could only come from a pack leader. Telling us about this attack would violate the rule of the pack. A grave sin for gnolls, is it not? Sherbin lowers their gaze. It is. The order did indeed come from our pack lordess. However, I will never follow her orders. Not when they break so many others. Sherbin steps forward towards the druid lady. In a sudden movement, they drop down in front of her. The archers take this as a threat and start opening fire, but nothing connects. Sherbin remains unscathed, kneeling before the druid as she protects both of them with a wind wall. The Berzoi have taken the hunt from us and replaced it with tyranny. We do not want this war, yet we were forced into it. All I want right now is to stop the bloodshed. Please, let us help you, for peace and for the balance of nature. The druid remains silent. She kneels down to Sherbin's level, raises their head, looks them in the eye, and then kisses them on the forehead. What is coming? And how do we prepare for it? She asks. Both of them rise as the rest of the furbolgs lower their bows. We're going to need help, Sherbin says. The warriors were the best of the best, and we can't afford to face them on our own. How quickly can you get word to Kalia and get reinforcements? The druid looks back towards the furbolgs. Everyone shakes their heads. Not quick enough, she says. You'll have to make do with us. Fine. Fine. I have a few ideas that might work. What about you four? They point back to you all. Any ideas? Okay, just for everybody, a quick explanation of how this is going to work. In game, you all have roughly 2 hours to prepare for this attack on the village of Talhelm. Based on Sherbin's understanding of the entombed gnolls, the warriors will most likely try to either attack from the shadows or from the front. As such, your best option is to restrict their movement to only the fronts, in this case, the main passage into Talhelm. That way, you can control their actions and have time to attack from a distance. Think of this preparation time as episode 4 of The Mandalorian, where the characters have to defend their village from that giant ATST. Your job is to essentially fortify the village, limit the gnolls' abilities to attack, and hopefully come up with ideas to either give yourselves or the furbolgs advantageous positions over the undead warriors. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Right. So every time you have to do something, I will try to give you a rough estimate of how long that will take and how much time you have left. But essentially, you have 2 hours of in-game time to do whatever you want or to get ready. Okay?
Mm-hmm. It seems like this may be siege, yes?
Oh yes, this is definitely going to be a siege.
In my many times of studying as a soldier, I've read many books and played many war games on sieges. If we can set up some kind of defense or ruin their element of surprise, possibly tripwires, you are hunters, yes?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Possibly set up some hunting traps. We can possibly try and catch them, send arrows, yada yada.
All right. Good call.
Izzy asks Moldavite, you're a trained warrior, right?
Yes.
Have you ever fought any necromantic creatures before? Back my spell, it barely even scratched them back there, and I don't know what to do.
Has Moldavite ever fought like necromancers before? Because like the Githyanki primarily like fight, mind flayers in the astral plane, but
I would say no, probably not. From my understanding of D&D lore, aberrations and undead sometimes do mix, but the majority of their functions, especially mind flayers, revolve using functioning brains or functioning bodies for their own purposes. So a dead body would not be easier for them to control. Your general understanding would definitely be you know what it is, but you probably have not fought them particularly. All right? So
Can I roll like a history check to see like in my many years of like studying and training if I would have ever read a book about like how to fight undead?
okay, sure, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna make a history. Okay.
I was gonna check up.
Ooh, 18.
Yay.
I was gonna check up with Gond and see any information they might have on death and basic information on that.
Go ahead and roll me a history check as well, all right?
That's
wow.
a 3.
3.
All right, I got an 18 on my history check. He definitely took like a little like course on like
He's a
fighting
seasoned
undead.
All right, I can definitely give you some information with that. With that check, I think the big thing you got from that theory course book you worked on was that the big danger about undead is that they do not feel pain. This is both their biggest strength and biggest weakness. So with undead in particular, they are in a situation where as long as they are given a command, they will do everything they can within their ability to complete that. All right? And one thing your theory textbook said that is the best way to stop undead is to try to immobilize or try to disable them as quickly as possible. Don't aim for painful areas like the conventional kill points, like the heart or the head. Aim for areas that will remove their mobility or immobilize them as quickly as possible. All right?
Yeah, Moldavite kind of relays that back to Izzy. He said, however, the spell you cast that didn't work as well. I possibly believe that in fighting these undead creatures, using their own magic against them, the magic of the grave will not work. So maybe use like fire spells, stuff like that, other yada yada.
I'll try. They're not really my strong suit, but I'll try to switch it up.
Yes.
All right.
I know that thing where you like touch people and their heads explode, like that's a really good skill, but like possibly not here.
Meanwhile, the druid woman, she steps forward and says, okay, well, that's definitely a point. I definitely think we can get something working on. Fisherbolg, do you still have your lines? They come forward and say, yes, of course. I've got about a half dozen poles, but what for? You think you can make fishing line work? Oh, no. You can't be serious. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Fine. Come with me. I'll get you my lures and my lines.
I greatly appreciate the sacrifice you have to make.
Oh, it's nothing. Come on, come on.
Cool. And I
They-
go with them, yeah.
All right. They follow you into their house. In the meantime, Izzy, what else would you like to do to set up for this? Okay?
First off, Izzy wants to cast Mage Armor on himself.
All right. How long is Mage Armor again?
8 hours.
Okay, perfect. That's a good thing. Moldavite, you set that up, and I'm going to say that'll take roughly 20 minutes of your time. So you still have about
All right.
100 minutes left over of your 120. What else would everyone like to do, okay?
Do I know that I wouldn't know if there were slow, fast movement, stuff like that.
Well, we fought one of the entombed before, so we can like judge based on that.
He was pretty fast.
Yeah, it was like
Long across
Yeah,
the...
moved very quick.
Yeah, I'd say, roughly speaking, they are somewhat above average speed than normal, all right? Mainly due to their somewhat lighter frame and the magical properties endowed upon them.
I'm
Makes
gonna
sense.
ask the druid if you wouldn't happen to have anything that's sticky or anything that we can put on the ground to kind of make him stick to it.
Actually, we do. We actually have a lot of tree sap, actually. We use it for molasses. That'd be perfect.
I'm gonna need a lot of that.
They motion for another furbolg and say, get as much of the molasses as we can. No, I don't care if you were going to sell it. This is an emergency. Now go. The furbolg once more motions for you to follow them. I'll say, for now, I'm going to say that's probably going to take about 30 minutes to set up. What specifically do you want to, where exactly do you want to set up the molasses?
So, my plan is the main road where we want them to come through to kind of put it on the ground there and cover it in leaves so you can't really notice it.
Okay.
And then when they walk on it, they're gonna get stuck for a little bit. They'll probably just be difficult terrain, but they're gonna be there for a bit.
Okay.
And then we get a fire arrow.
Gotcha.
Because tree sap is flammable.
Nice. I like that.
Oh.
I actually like that. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. It's going to take about 40 minutes of your time to get this all set up, but I am going to go ahead and mark on the map where exactly this tree sap is going to be on, okay?
Perfect.
This line is going to represent the tree sap. It only goes up to about this far for a specific reason. As Sherbin, they're not going to take their turn, and they're going to ask Izzy, hey, can I borrow you for a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Do you know anything about moving earth or dirt?
Well, yeah, I know a little thing or two about it.
Perfect. I'm going to need your help with that. They take you up past the points and start casting the spell Mold Earth on the ground. What the spell does is that it allows a spellcaster to move a 5-foot cube of dirt or loose earth 5 feet away, all right? And they can use it as many times as they want to move it. And doing this, Sherbin is going to go ahead and create a small trench with your help, Izzy, and dig up a 10-foot deep, 15-foot wide, and 30-foot across trench. I'm going to go ahead and mark out in the map. All right. This is going to be the rough size of the trench, okay?
All right.
Anything within this brown box is 10 foot deep, okay?
Okay. I
Now.
want to have Izzy asking Sherbin a question.
Yep, go ahead.
Sherbin, how do we know exactly that the entombed gnolls will come down this exact path? It's a whole perimeter around the city. Why are we mainly focused on the main road? What if they take the forest or the round back or on the sides?
That is a possibility. However, despite what everyone thinks, gnolls never back down from an open challenge, regardless of the dangers. If you give them an obstacle to overcome, more often than not, they will try to do exactly that to prove to themselves and to their enemies. We have to take that in account and try to make sure that they think that this is a challenge. We can then use that to our advantage, all right?
Mm-hmm.
They then start looking around for additional items and see a group of furbolgs carrying logs. Hey! They motion for the furbolgs. Hey, what are you doing with those logs? Oh, this is firewood. We were going to put it away. Less flammable stuff to work on. No. I have a better idea. Can you whittle those into stakes? We can. Perfect. Make as many of those as you can and get back to me in an hour. I have an idea. So again, that took about 20 minutes of your time, Izzy. Alara, what would you like to do?
Where are the families and children at this point? Have they been moved or no?
Not quite, but I will say that you will be able to go ahead and move up and take care of that right now if you'd like, okay?
Sure.
You find them currently gathered around the lake houses, okay?
Okay.
They all seem somewhat worried, but they are definitely well right now, okay? So what exactly do you say to get them to leave? Or what do you say to them?
Do I have to roll a persuasion first?
No.
So Alara says, to be honest, guys, your lives are kind of in danger, so we really do need to go. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you right now.
All right. They look at you and say, we know that. But where exactly are we planning on having us go?
Huh. You see, on the walk over here, I didn't think that far. Yeah.
Well, now I'm going to have to ask you to roll a persuasion check.
13.
All right, with 13, at first the adults are a bit skeptical of you, but then one of the kids comes up and says, there's the fields. I think there's a small dugout we can go to. Do you think that'll work?
Oh, well, that'll have to work, kid.
The adults kind of look to themselves and say, fine, that'll work. And they start gathering everybody up and move out. So the village has been cleared out for now. I'm going to say that takes about 10 minutes for you to do, helping everybody find the dugouts. Okay? By the time you're making it back, Moldavite, you have managed to get all the supplies from the Fisher Bolg, who
Right.
is starting to help you set up and take care of your traps. Where exactly do you want them to be set up?
I want these traps set up on the way So basically, like, as they're running too, they're getting like the hunting traps kind of like if they have like bear traps or just kind of cow traps, just have them be like running over them as they are charging to us.
All right. Set some up. I take it along the molasses as well as the
Yeah.
perimeter of the southern side of the village as well.
I'm gonna set like a couple like bear traps on like the kind of molasses trail and set caltrips on like the perimeter as like a defense basis.
Gotcha. All right.
Because like Moldavite, first of all, secure the perimeter and also like make it an irresistible target.
Perfect. Okay. I'll go ahead and draw that in quickly. The line on the screen is going to be the perimeter you set up of various warning signs
Yeah.
and various perimeter defenses so you don't get flanked. And then there is the traps themselves, which are along the molasses path. All right. As this is going on...
Going full Home Alone.
Nice. All right. Well, Goatee, you're continuing to put down the molasses. You start as far away from the village as you can go, and then just slowly work your way back. I'm going to have to ask you to also make me a stealth check now to see if you can try to hide the molasses or maybe even hide the traps as well, okay?
Hide the traps in the molasses.
Yeah. I'm
you
covering
say
them up with
stealth?
these. Yeah, stealth.
Dirty 20.
All right, that's going to be good enough that the traps themselves won't be noticed by the entombed gnolls, and instead they will not notice them unless they get a high DC 20 stealth check, okay? I mean perception. As this is happening, Alera, as you make it back to the group, one of the furbolgs looks up to you and says, "Wait, I thought you were gathering the children. Where are they?"
Okay, so get this. We found a pit, and we put them there.
"Oh, the pitfalls." They slap their head. "Why didn't we think of that? Perfect. Matter of fact, I'm going to go double check on them. But meantime, they hand you a key. Here, just in case. You can find some stuff in my house. It's the one to the top. Go ahead. Pass them around to everyone, including your friends." And they rush off to help guide everyone and find a few more pit traps. You open up their house, which is unlocked, and find a small chest across from the doorway.
Time to loot them.
Well, that wouldn't be nice.
Well, you don't find any loot, but you do find 4 potions of healing.
Ooh,
swag.
that's good.
One
One
for each
of you in case
us.
of emergency.
Cool.
So
Oh,
true.
we're gonna need that.
All right, I'm
Alrighty then.
marking that down my
Can I have,
inventory.
Izzy asks Sherbine, does he know exactly how many entombed gnolls are there? Or a rough estimate?
As Sherbin finishes up the pits, they kind of look to you and say, "Too many. I'm not sure, but it's too many."
How many is, you say 10? 15?
I'm
20?
definitely less than 20, but one is still too many. I'm sorry. You got lucky with that last one, but these are not normal fighters.
Hopefully the traps do what they're intended and it doesn't get out of hand. I don't want the whole village to burn down in this fight.
Neither do I. That's why we have to make sure this pit is good and make sure we're ready. But as long as we think like them, we should be able to beat them.
I understand.
Thankfully, this pit will help out with everything. Around this time, one of the furbolgs with the logs comes back, holding a couple of small stakes. "I held these for you. Is this what you wanted?" Sherbin takes a look at them, tests them out with their finger, and says, "Perfect." Without hesitation, they take the logs and then jump into the pit and start setting them down one by one in the pit itself. If we can get them to fall inside, we might be able to keep them down here for a while. Keep them coming! So, Sherbin is going to spend the rest of the time setting up a small tiger trap for the gnolls.
Quick question. Do the furbolgs have any alcohol in here?
Unfortunately, no. Furbolgs usually do not drink, and you need 100 proof or higher usually to make something flammable with alcohol. However, I will say, if you just want to ignite something, you can easily just tie a cloth to an arrow, or just throw something flammable onto the trail itself, and that should work just fine. Okay? But unfortunately, Molotov cocktails are not in question right now.
Okay. I think I'm good. I don't have any other ideas of things we can do other than just kind of like practicing like, basic tactics with the villagers. Like being like, all right, so like sharing everyone like, here's how you fight undead. Don't go for the killing blow, go for the immobilizing blow. Take out their kneecaps. That's the easiest part.
Weak knees.
They have weak
for
knees.
the knees.
Just go for the kneecaps.
The furbolgs take this into consideration and begin setting up around the area. Sherbin convinces a couple of them to stay down near the pit with them. Where does everyone else go? You have two options right now, either in the trees or behind the pit. What's everyone's choice?
Oh, fully in the trees.
Going in the trees.
In the trees.
In the trees.
They're in the
Like a tree
trees.
climber.
Where are you going, Alera?
Trees.
Gotcha.
Fortunate Son is playing in the background. Honestly, we're going full, like, just like Star Wars, full Vietnam.
No, I won't. I can't be that. Izzy can't be that far. This spell's gonna reach. Cause I have a spell in mind. Oh, Izzy has a spell.
I have a range of 60 with my main weapon.
Izzy has a spell. I feel like 4. Actually, wait a minute. Never mind.
Oh my god.
I can be anywhere. Never mind. Never mind. Izzy's going back.
All right, can I make a stealth check?
Of course.
Just to like hide myself.
Can
I'm-
Izzy make a stealth check too then?
I'm gonna give myself the help action. If I'd spend like a little bit longer doing it.
I'm not gonna go for that, but I definitely will say that go ahead and make a regular spell check.
Okay.
I'm afraid. Sorry, you can't exactly give yourself the help action. Sorry.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
18.
I'm going to use my side bolstered neck. 21.
21, nice. Alera, Goti, I want you two to also roll stealth. As a compromise, I will say that I will not penalize you for the lowest roll, but instead kind of, depending on what everyone rolls, go from somewhere else.
I have a 19.
Nice.
Oh, 11.
All right, with an 11, I'm going to say given the group average of about 17 or 18, I'd say that will be the group average roll for that. Okay? At the end of the 2 hours, you've all gotten into your positions in the trees. No one says a word, remaining silent like the trees around you. No birds sing. No squirrels run. Everything has either left or hid.
Can I ready an action for like to just immediately like send like 2 psychic knives as soon as they get in range?
Yes, absolutely.
Ooh.
You all can do that.
Yeah, I'm already action.
Yeah.
Spiritual weapon.
Yep.
We're gonna get the drop
to
on
cast
them.
spiritual weapon when they first show up.
Range.
Alrighty then.
Well, yeah, 60 feet.
I'm gonna wait for them to get stuck on the tar before I get anything ready. I mean, I could have the fire and the arrow ready, technically, I guess.
All right, Lara, are you going to ready an action as well?
Yeah, I think I'll wait to shoot my crossbow once they come in.
Okay. Well, as you all are preparing, soon enough you smell the familiar, pungent aroma of decay. 8 skeletal warriors, an unholy pack, emerge from the trees all around you. They look to the barricade and then the trees. You can't read their expressions, but you swear one of them is smirking at you right now. Suddenly, a harrowing howl rings out from all around you. Dozens of birds fall dead from the branches of a large acacia where Alera and one of the furbolgs are hiding out. As a ghastly ghost of a gnoll rises from the leaves. Blue wisps of energy rise from the birds into the gnoll ghost. They open their mouth, ready to howl once more as they dive bomb towards everyone. Roll me initiative.
All right, and my howl action goes off, right?
Yes. I'm
Will
gonna
that
say
be
this is-
will that be set on my turn, or do I just get to attack twice on my turn?
How this is going to work is that for now, I'm going to say with the held actions, you can use those against the regular gnolls, but not this ghost gnoll, as it is a surprise round.
Cool.
None of you took a perception check or said you were going to keep alert for that,
All right.
specifically for an ambush. So as a result, the only person who can react this turn for round 0 is going to be multiplied thanks to your alert feat.
Okay.
All right. So technically, on your turn, you can fire upon the ghost if you want.
Okay. I got an 18.
All right.
17.
17. What's your dexterity bonus again?
+2.
+2. Got it.
I rolled a 6.
Ooh.
That heavy armor really weighing you down.
I got a 14.
All right, perfect. Just a second then. In initiative 1, we are going to have Moldavite go first, okay?
Right. Cool. So I'm just gonna let off my 2 daggers onto the ghost.
All right.
First hit is a nat 20.
Oh, well,
Perfect.
wow. You were not caught off guard.
The second hit is a 16.
All right. Both of those are going to hit.
I deal 31 psychic damage to that ghost.
Oof. All right,
As
then.
just like straight up, just crackling bolt of like green psionic energy strikes true.
31 damage. Dang.
And my bonus, I'm gonna bonus action slink back into the trees to hide again.
All right then.
That's a 21.
All right, with a 21, you are definitely able to hide.
Cool.
On the ghost's turn, it is going to use its horrifying visage. All right. With this, every non-undead creature within 60 feet of the ghost that can see it must succeed on a DC Wisdom saving throw. All right. So everyone, make me Wisdom saving throws. I'll roll for Sherbin and the Furbolgs as well.
What?
Yep, including Izzy. You're within 60 feet of it.
Do I have to roll it since I'm hidden, or?
Definitely if you can see it. So
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah. I got a 9.
9. That fails.
15.
That succeeds.
21.
That succeeds.
Natural 20.
That succeeds. Unfortunately, Sherbin and the gnolls fail. Sherbin, seeing this, immediately starts panicking and screaming out, "Oh no! They did burn out the spirits! They burned out the spirits!" And just starts freaking out. And it's stuck in place. Whereas the Furbolgs, they unfortunately got 7s. Because they failed by 5 or more, they're going to age by 10 years.
Oh.
You see their hair immediately go from coal black to salt and pepper in like less than 5 seconds.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and everybody on the ground right now is completely paralyzed and frightened by this creature, as well as you, Moldavite. right?
Okay, cool.
You are just absolutely terrified of this. Luckily for you, you're still stuck in stealth. So at the end of your turn, you can definitely try to get out of that. All right?
Cool.
But for now, you're kind of stuck. Okay. However, thankfully, the surprise round is now over. So now we can go back to the top of the order again with Moldavites. You get your turn. All right.
Okay,
This is
so-
round 1.
Mechanically, what am I dealing with here?
Okay. Specifically with this frightened condition, your speed is reduced to 0 and you cannot take any action except for disengage as long as you are looking at the ghost, okay?
Okay, so I just don't. Okay, so I'm going to focus on, instead of attacking him, I'm going to focus on attacking one of these smaller guys then.
All right.
I'm going to go for the one right here, and I'm going to make just. I'm still hidden, right?
Yes.
Cool. So I'm just going to make 2 attacks on him. One's going to have advantage, the other's not. Ooh, okay, that's a 19 for the first one,
That hits.
and a 8 for the second.
That misses, unfortunately.
That's going to be a 15 psychic damage to that one.
At the end of your turn, you can try to get over the frightened condition.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
11.
That still fails, I'm afraid.
Oh,
All right, you're still stuck afraid of this ghost. Izzy, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
Do I have to use spiritual?
It was your held action, so you can now use it. All right?
And that what kind of my action?
Your bonus action. You can still use your action to cast a cantrip or do something else.
Let's just stick with. Yeah, let's go with the spiritual weapon.
All right. You cast it, and who are you going to use to attack?
Wait, if I were to twin spell spiritual weapon, would that be like 2 spiritual operations?
No, because you have to have 2 specific targets with it. Unfortunately, the wording of twin spell is you have 1 spell that is single target,
Okay.
target 2 separate people. The wording of spiritual weapon is that it is simply something you summon and then you can change its target every turn. So as a result, no, you can't use twin spell on spiritual weapon.
Okay. I'm gonna use spiritual weapon targeting the same one. What if I just the same one? Oh yeah, that's 24.
24 hits.
13.
13 points damage. Nice.
Force damage, yeah. Force.
All right. They take the full brunt of it then. With that, you are definitely able to knock off its head and start to do some serious damage to its spine.
Ooh.
And I want the sword to take the form of my mother's sword this time.
Nice. Alrighty then.
It'll be right there next to the nose.
Perfect. We are going to go to the ghost. The ghost is going to, looking around, it definitely sees Moldavite, but it is going to, seeing everything around, it is going to try and first and foremost fulfill its duty and go after the furball right next to Alera first, okay? It is going to try to swoop down and attack. 21, that hits. It deals a whopping 17 points damage to this villager, killing them outright.
Oh no.
Jeez.
The trap, not
Alera's shaking hands right now after just saying that.
We now go to Goatee, who is... what are you going to do, Goatee?
Since I've been hiding in the bushes next to Moldavite before he jumped out, so I'm still hidden.
Yes, you are.
Does that mean because I'm hidden I get advantage on this attack?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on the ghost.
Yeah, quick question. Hunter's Mark, does it have a verbal component to it? Do you have to say something, or is it just point and choose?
It's only verbal.
All right, unfortunately, I will say that using
Even
Hunter's...
if I whisper it?
Sorry, no.
What?
Unfortunately, the rules are that if you will get advantage on casting the spell, but casting it still will break stealth, unfortunately.
Nope,
Sorry.
not worth it then at that point because I need that stealth. Second option, Favored Foe, which is similar. So it should work fine. There's
All
only
right.
a d4 extra damage though.
All right, it
That's
doesn't say
fine.
anything about you saying something, just pointing.
Nope. It's literally just you select. When you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can call. Oh no, I first have to hit.
Okay, I will allow that to work. So make this attack roll with advantage, and then decide.
15?
15 hits.
And the Favored Foe. So I'll deal an extra d4
Of piercing damage, correct?
of magical piercing damage because the crossbows are magical.
Perfect.
8. Then I'm gonna do my swarm, which is another d6. The d6 is not magical, that one from the swarm, which is a 6. So right now the total damage is 14 and then a d4.
All right.
Hold on. 15. in
15 points damage. All right. You shoot into it, and this causes the ghost to once more howl out in anguish, but it immediately clocks you and looks ready to charge towards you on its turn. However, before that, Sherbin is going to try to steady themselves and make a wisdom saving throw at the end of their turn. Shout out to the 3 Greek. They fail. That leads us then to the entombed gnolls, all right? The first two on the south are first going to roll perception checks. Both of them fail, so each one triggers the traps that Moldavite set out. I'm going to say that they each do about a d6 of damage to the gnolls, and they are grappled for now. I rolled 2 6s.
Oh.
The remaining entombed gnolls are going to, the 3 to the east, they are going to all pull out javelins and start throwing them towards Moldavite and Goatee. Let's see here. 3 against Moldavite and 3 against Goatee. 11, an 8, and a 16 for Moldavite.
One hits.
All right, a 16. You take 8 points damage.
Oh, jeez.
Next 3 for Goatee. That is a 14, a 17, and a 16.
2 will hit.
All right. That is unfortunately going to be 18 points damage.
18.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the
Spam,
final
spam.
3, they are going to try to jump the pit and get across to attack the Furbolgs and Sherbin. However, thanks to your sap trail, they are going to make this athletics check with disadvantage. All
Okay.
right? First one, nat 1, falls into the pit. They are going to take 1d6 of falling damage and another d6 thanks to the tiger pit, which is 6 points damage, rounded down to 3. Gnoll number 2, they are going to try to jump the pit as well. That is going to be a 9, which is also going to fail. So they are going to fall into the pit as well, taking 5 points, rounded down to 2. That leaves number 3. Let's see here. They actually do succeed and manage to jump across the pit with a 14. But since they use their action to make the jump, they won't be doing anything this turn right now. We now go on to the villagers. After that first attack, a lot of them are still going to be scared, but I'm going to roll to see if they get out of their frightened state. Unfortunately, with an 11, they are still absolutely terrified by this ghost, and will instead try to make their attacks against the entombed warriors. They succeed and manage to do a quick 15 points of damage to the gnoll that got across, but that is reduced down to 7, since their weapons are not magical. Alera, you're rounding us out. What would you like to do?
I'm still in a tree. So I think I'm going to shoot my crossbow at the nearest creature.
Okay, right now the ghost is about 20 feet up in the air, and the gnolls are about 10 feet down. So one of the grappled entombed gnolls would be your best bet.
Yeah, I'll do one of the gnolls below me.
Does she get advantage on the attack because they're grappled, or?
No, that would be restrained, not grappled. They're just stuck in place.
19.
19 hits.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Damage 8.
8 points of damage. Unfortunately, that's going to be half down to 4.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Still something.
That then takes us back to the top of the order with Moldavite. Moldavite, what are you going to do this turn?
Cool. So I'm not going to be I'm going to be focusing my attention away from people on like the side closest to the gnoll. I mean the ghost one. So I'm going to fight. I'm going to make an aim for this kind of like Muppet Man of gnolls all in the line. I'm going to go for like the one at the top of it, if that makes sense.
All right.
Cool. So steady aim. I kind of steady focus and go to attack him. That's a 25.
That still hits.
That's going to be 11 damage to him. That ends my turn, and I'm going to try and overcome this frightened condition. Oh, finally, 16.
You are no longer frightened of the ghost.
Through steadying his aim, he also steadies his breathing and focuses and kind of taunts the ghost gnoll. It's like, is that the best you can do?
Izzy, it's your turn.
Okay, where's the gnoll at that me and Morgan attacked? Is that the one trapped in the pit?
No, it's still down south.
It's the first one in the order?
Yep.
Oh, so he's the one we've been attacking. No, I mean the one we've been attacking this whole time.
Yeah, that's the same one.
Oh, dang, he's still kicking.
Unfortunately, you definitely have gotten rid of one of his arms, but he still has the other.
I'm gonna aim for his legs this time.
All right.
I'm using spiritual weapon bonus action first to move that and attack with that first
Perfect.
against that same one. That's 18,
18 hits.
14 damage, of course.
Finish them.
Oh yes, I'm gonna slice his head, arms, and punch him right in the chest.
All right.
And finish him below.
Like a samurai anime sword slash.
Yes.
You slice
Yeah.
through him multiple times, and as a result, Mortal Kombat style, explode into a pile of debris and bones.
Now this is where the crazy stuff happens. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt as a second level, and I'm gonna twin
Ooh.
spell that.
Nice.
Oh.
Who are you targeting?
I'm gonna target the ghost, and I'll say the second gnoll that was in that. Actually, I'll target the gnoll that's closest to me, that the one that made it across the pit.
Okay, good call.
Oh, nat 20.
Oof. All right, it hits.
All right, I'm gonna see if I hit the gnoll or do damage first.
Roll to see if you hit the null first.
Okay. That's a 11.
That misses, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Oh.
All right, so
Can I use Save the Gods?
go ahead.
Yeah, because I want to hit him. 15.
15 definitely hits now.
Whew, yes. Okay.
Alright.
So the first one, it would have been 5d6, and now it's 10d6.
Mm-hmm.
That's 34 radiant damage to the ghost.
You absolutely eviscerate this ghost, causing it to explode and send
Oh.
fragments of uneaten souls scattered across the lands.
Gross.
Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah, ectoplasm rains down on poor Alara. Oh, ugh.
Ew.
Alright, now let me roll for the null. That's 11 radiant damage.
All right, with 11 points damage, they are still standing, but they are definitely missing a few ribs now.
And the next attack against them has advantage.
All right, perfect. That takes us then to Goatee. What are you going to do, Goatee?
Okay, with activating the tar, sunning ablaze, would that count as an action?
I would say yes, that would count as an action.
Okay.
Given the fact that the 2 entombed gnolls are trapped and grappled, I'd say that they would automatically fail the dexterity saving throw.
Okay. And the tar does not extend to the pit.
No.
It's just, okay. So it's either I do those or... Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the fire and just fire it off.
All right.
That.
All right, in that case, I'm going to say roll me a d6 of damage for this turn. At the end of each of your turns, roll fire damage for the gnolls.
3.
3 points damage to the 2 trapped gnolls. Got it. That takes us then to Sherbin, who, seeing the ghost gone, is no longer frightened. And looking around, they are going to proactively think, and they are going to try to position themselves and push the entombed gnoll currently in front of them into the pit. I'm going to roll contested athletics checks. Sherbin got a nat 20.
Oh!
They push the gnoll into the pit, and that entombed gnoll is going to take 2 points damage, unfortunately. They land on their butt. They land on their tailbone. That then takes us to the gnolls themselves, all right? All 3 within the pit are going to try to get out. They're going to roll athletics checks to see what happens. First one succeeds. Second one succeeds. Third one succeeds. They all scramble out. They rolled a 12, a 15, and an 18. That leads us then to the 2 trapped entombed gnolls. They are going to try to use their action to get out of these traps. One succeeds, the other fails, and they're going to use their movement to get ready to get out of the fire trap. That leaves the remaining 2 entombed gnolls, who are going to take up partial cover behind the house on the map, and they are going to just simply pick off and use all 4 of their attacks to take out one of the gnolls in the trees. Oof. They hit all 4 times, and sadly, eviscerate him.
Mm.
All right.
You mean the furball in the tree?
Yeah, the furball in the tree, sorry.
Oof.
Poor guy.
Well,
We are losing a lot of men.
You're not doing much,
two people.
to be honest.
Right now.
That takes us to the villagers themselves. With 2 of their numbers lost, they are not able to do as much damage. Unfortunately, it also means that their morale is also getting compromised, and they are struggling to do any real damage to these entombed gnolls that made it across the pit. They are holding their own. Sherbin is going to try to rally them, saying, keep the line, as long as they're here, and we get the back of the pit, we can do this. Alara, it's your turn.
Okay, I have a bless spell. It says you bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw. Would that
Nice.
help my team?
I think that would definitely help. And bless is, you can do it at the start of every turn as long as it's active, correct?
Oh.
Or is it just a one-time thing?
It is a concentration up to 1 minute. So those 3 creatures, they just whenever they roll the attack, they can roll a d4 in addition to it for a minute.
Nice. Then who do you choose? And yourself is totally an option.
I was not going to choose myself, actually.
What's the range?
The range is 30 feet.
Unfortunately, you're out of range for Izzy.
Okay, well, I will choose myself. Sorry, Izzy.
No, you're fine. I did enough.
There's
He's
Yeah,
charging up again.
Moldavite and Goatee then.
Cool.
Of course.
Nice. That takes your action. We now go back to the top of the order with Moldavite. Moldavite?
I have a
Cool.
question. Did any of the soldiers or serving attack the one guy that they would have advantage on next attack roll?
No. That was...
Okay,
they
so
were
it's-
the ones that took cover, I'm afraid.
Okay, so
The one person who could have benefited from that got shot down.
Okay.
Cool. So Moldavite slinks through the trees above like his caltrop line to try and get a better line of sight on the 2 people who slinked away, and then I'm gonna use bonus action to hide.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to add a d4 to this to bless. Thank you. Okay, that's a I'm gonna use my last side dice for side bolstered knack. 22.
22. Perfect. All right. Take that attack roll with advantage.
Lovely, lovely. And I'm gonna be attacking the one on the right.
Gotcha.
14 to hit.
That is their armor class.
Oh, thank God. Okay. That's a 11 damage. And that, I'm going to use my last 10 feet of movement to kind of slink back a little bit.
Okay. In that case, we now go to Izzy. It's your turn, Izzy. 3 of them are across, and 4 are left in the back. What do you do?
Are any of them in the front showing visible damage?
They all have fallen into the pit at least once.
Okay, so trinkets advantage. And I guess I'll just attack. I'm gonna use guiding bolt again, and I'm gonna twin spell that, but I'm gonna cast it as a first level this time.
All right.
And I'm gonna target just the one in the middle and the one to the left.
All right, go ahead.
That's 19. For the
That
first.
hits.
That's 14 again. Yeah.
That's an armor class. You hit both times. Roll me the
Okay.
damage.
17 radiant damage to the first one.
All right.
And the next attack against them has advantage, and then the second. That's 14 radiant damage to the second.
All right.
And then, for my bonus action, I'm gonna move the spiritual weapon, and I'll move it to Sherbine them, and I'll attack the one that the one in the middle, the second one I hit. I'll
Alright.
attack the middle.
Perfect. Roll the attack roll.
Dude, that's like 8. Yeah.
Was that
You also have bless too.
Yeah.
No,
No,
he
I don't
does
have it. I
not.
was out of range. I don't
Oh,
have it.
right.
Is that the one you hit with the bolt?
No, it was the.
Okay.
Oh wait, this is the one I hit with the boat.
Oh, it
Oh
is?
yeah. Oh.
In that case,
Wait.
yeah,
Yeah,
Never mind.
you can actually
Never
get it.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're gonna target with the one with the bolt, go ahead. Roll again.
Yeah, because I target the middle one and the one to the left with the boat.
What'd you roll?
That one was not one, so
Oof.
let's just ignore that.
Yeah,
let's
you
move
just
on.
missed, unfortunately.
Let's move on.
All right. The sword definitely gets in range. It flies to the trees, but they notice it too soon and duck out of the way. That takes us then to Goatee. Goatee, what are you going to do?
I am going to fire my crossbow at the one that was hit with the guiding bolt but has not been smacked yet.
All right.
I have advantage. 22.
A 22 hits.
Alright, D6, 6. Then I'm gonna do my swarm, which is gonna be a 4. So 10 in total.
All right. Perfect.
The swarm is not magical though, so if they do have resistances to that, it is half.
That leads us then to.
I'm not done yet. Bonus action. Fire with the other hand crossbow that I have in the other hand.
Alright.
At the same guy. Don't have advantage. Cool. 16.
That hits.
That's gonna be 4 additional.
Okay, well, you slash into this gnoll, and your swarm begins to eat away at them.
Wait, oh shit. There was something else I could have done. I just realized. Should have read it.
All right. Well, that leads us then to Sherbin, who has, as a bonus action, they're going to activate their totem spirits. All right.
Ooh.
They summon it, activate a 30-foot aura around themselves and the remaining Furbolg, granting them each 10 temporary hit points and giving them advantage on strength checks and saving throws. And as a result, as an action, they are now going to once more try to shove one of the entombed gnolls into the pit. They only got a 11, but the entombed gnoll rolled a nat 1.
Oh.
It goes back into the pit.
Back in the pit.
Yes. They do 5 damage, half to 2, to this poor entombed gnoll that keeps just going thrown back into the pit.
I still have to. I forgot to roll the damage for the guy that's on fire because he's
Oh, yes.
still there.
Yes. Roll the damage for that one.
2. He takes 2 fire damage.
Perfect. That then leads us to the tomb gnolls. 2 of them are going to go ahead and take some attacks against. Both of them are going to go ahead and target Sherbin and try to take them down as quickly as possible. The first one misses twice with a 14. The second one hits with a 25, though. All right. So Sherbin unfortunately takes 9 points damage. So they still have 1 temporary hit point left over. That then leads into the other gnolls. One of them is going to try to get out of the pit. Let's see here. They fail and are still stuck in there. The one in the trap, they're going to try to get out. They succeed and are able to use the rest of their movement to get out of the fire. The one who just got out as well, they are going to take some javelins and throw them at the Furbolgs. They only hit once, though, and deal 7 points damage. That leaves the remaining 2, who are going to now move around. One of them is going to launch 2 javelins against Moldavite and 2 more against Goatee. All right?
All right.
Nat 1 and a 3 for Moldavite.
Miss.
Goatee, that's a 25 and an 11.
Ooh.
One of them will hit.
3 points damage, though.
Ow.
All right. That leads now to the villagers, who are starting to rally and are once more going to try to attack. They succeed and manage to deal a solid 10 points damage to the 2 gnolls that got across. All right. That leads us to Alera. What are you going to do, Alera?
I will shoot my crossbow to the ones down below me
Gotcha.
that just got out of the traps. 21.
21 definitely hits.
Can I use my divine smite with my crossbow?
Oh, you absolutely can.
Wonderful.
So roll me the d6 for the hand crossbow, and then 3d8 for the divine damage since they're undead.
Whew.
Okay, the d6 for the crossbow, 8.
Nice.
Then you said roll what?
Oh.
3d8 for your divine damage.
16.
All right.
Dang.
Your holy energy starts eviscerating this undead gnoll as their skull and right side of their body just evaporates from
my
the
God.
holy energy. Still
Oh.
standing though.
He's still alive?
His
Yep.
whole half, his body.
Yep. As long as they can keep moving, they will keep attacking, unfortunately. We now go to back to the top of the order. Moldavite, it's your turn.
Okay.
These hunters are becoming weakened.
Which one's looking the worst?
There are 2 right now. The one you have been consistently chipping away at, and the one Alera just eviscerated.
Cool. I go for the one Alera just eviscerated. I'm gonna be real. I can just hit any of them because my range is 60 feet with my. So I'm gonna bonus action steady aim, and attack with advantage. Ooh, yeah. That's a. I'm just gonna roll bless for fun. Does a 27 hit?
That definitely hits.
I deal 10 damage to the one Alera just hit.
That's just enough to take it out. You strike it down on its pelvis and cause the entire structure to crumble. Gotcha. That leads us then to Izzy. Izzy, you still got 2 that got across and one in the pit. What do you want to do?
All right, Izzy's frustrated that he missed last time with the spiritual weapon, so let's start with that. I'm gonna attack the one that I've hit and then hit
All right.
So, yeah, I'm gonna attack that one
Gotcha.
with the spiritual weapon first. And he's gonna miss again. That's 11.
11 misses, I'm afraid.
Yep.
All right.
Out of frustration, he's gonna cast Guiding Bolt and Twin Spell it again.
All right.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll me the attack rolls for those 2.
Oh, that was a 11.
No good, that one.
Ooh, that's 23. for
That
second.
hits.
That's 12 radiant damage to the one.
All right, perfect. That's enough to take it out. All right. That's another one gone. As they bite the dust from holy energy.
We are
Izzy is
slowly
sweating.
chipping through.
Izzy is sweating. He's used so much magical power. He's sweating.
Oh, that then leads us to Goatee. Goatee,
I am getting low on health. So I'm gonna say screw it, we're going in. I'm going to back away slightly more into the trees. Then I'm gonna fire on the one that is closest to Sherbin and the Furbog, as they're kind of trying to push him back. I'm gonna fire my crossbow at them. Getting a 17.
that hits.
Going for 4 damage, and then I want them to make me a strength saving throw, or they're gonna be pushed 15 feet in any direction I choose.
All right. That is a nat 1.
That's gonna fail. Back into the pit with you, in the farthest away from them, still in the pit.
Gotcha.
I want them to take a bit to get out.
All right, perfect. That's going to deal an extra 2d6 of damage.
Oh.
That's going to be 6 points of damage, half to 3. And how much damage did you do?
4.
Perfect. So that's going to be 7 points of damage on your turn.
And then bonus action fire from the other crossbow.
All right.
22.
22 hits. Who are you targeting specifically?
The one that is... Because if I target the one that just fell into the pit, I would have disadvantage when I...
Yeah, you would be able to see them clearly.
I'm going to attack this one, the one that is close to Alira. That is to the left, I guess, of her. So it's only gonna be 3 points of piercing damage.
All right, good. All right. That then leads us to Sherbin, who is going to look up towards you in surprise, say to themselves, "I didn't realize you could do that." And then noticing your fritzing, they are going to use a 3rd level spell and cast Healing Word on you. That is going to be 12 points damage. 12 points healing. Sorry, they're going to heal you for 12 points. Sorry.
This is Sherbin's Pixar villain, evil reveal.
That would have actually knocked me unconscious if it was damage.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
all right. Well, you regain 12 hit points.
Yep,
That takes
perfect.
us now to the entombed gnolls. The remaining 5. First 2 are going to try to get out of the pit. 1 succeeds, 1 fails. The remaining 3, here's what's going to happen. 2 of them are now going to start throwing javelins at Alera. Only one of them hits, but it's a nat 20.
Oh.
I want them potions on you.
You do have all the
Get
potions, and you're probably going to need them because they deal 22 points damage.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
How you looking, Alera?
So,
I'm at 16 hit
Oh.
points.
You have the potions, and you also have your abilities. But now we're going to go towards the final gnoll, who is actually going to make a stealth check. They got a 16, all right? And they are stealthed for now. Going on to the villagers. They are going to round on the entombed gnoll that just got out of the pit and attack them with everything they've got. And they crit!
Ooh.
Killing it instantly.
Yes, finally.
All right.
take
They
one
just
out.
mob up on this undead soldier and eviscerate it. That then leads us to Alera. Alera, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
Fire my crossbow at the ones that just fired at me.
All right. Perfect.
That was.
Oh.
Oh.
that's...
You're bleeding out. You can't do anything. You're bleeding.
Oh. Yeah.
You rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that misses. And I forgot to mention, since you got hit by that one attack, the good news is you only have to make 1 Constitution saving throw, but it has to be an 11 or higher.
Oh,
So roll
concentration
a
checks.
so roll a d20 and add your Constitution modifier for it.
17.
Okay, you're able to keep blessed up for everyone. That's the good
Thank
news. All right, that then leads us to the top of the order with Moldifites.
Can I free action look for the one that just stealth?
No, and I say this because if I allowed that, they would also have the same for you.
Okay, that makes sense.
So for now, I will, however, let you take a held action for
No,
if they reveal themselves or get caught.
I'm gonna go for the one that's straight ahead of me in the pit.
Okay. Actually, you'll have to move in to be able to see them towards the edge of the trees to hit
Perfect.
them because they aren't directly in your line of sight right now. They're
Alright.
10 feet below ground right now.
But I'm in the trees, so I have the height advantage with that. I'm looking down on them.
Okay, well,
Okay, well, if I'm gonna be rolling with disadvantage, then never mind. I'm gonna go for this gnoll then.
okay. That works better, sorry. Picture.
Yeah, that hits. That'll be 26.
26 hits.
11 damage.
Alright, that's enough to finish him off as well.
Whoa.
That then leads us to Izzy, alright? Izzy, there are 3 entombed gnolls left over. 1 in the pit, 1 to the south, and 1 you can't see. What do you do?
If I were to attack with my spiritual weapon in the pit, would that be with disadvantage?
Unfortunately, yes. You're a little too far away to get close enough to the pit to see in it right now. It's going to be at least 5 to 10 feet to get down, and at least 20 feet, 25 feet to get to there, and your speed's 30, so
if I were to get like at the badge, I'm guessing like you have a soldier, like that area, then I'll be able to see in there clearly. Like at the very, very top of
Yeah, actually, yeah, you should be good. So you should be able to make it. All right.
Actually, too, I'll move. Ooh, I have to save them all the tree over here.
Well, if you don't move, you'll have to roll with disadvantage.
No, I'm saying if I attack somebody else, I don't have to attack that one. Season of Pit, I'll handle it. Cause yeah, my spiritual weapon can make it to the other one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll just attack the one down south with the spiritual weapon first.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead.
That spiritual weapon ain't hidden. That's in that one.
Ooh.
That
Sorry.
thing, I've been just flinging it around. It's not been training with
Yep.
a sword.
Yep. You have been neglecting your sword duties, unfortunately.
But I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt as a second level, targeting the one down south.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Okay, that's 19.
That hits.
That's 13 radiant damage.
That's enough to take him out. That leaves only 2. All right.
We're
And we
getting
now
there.
go to Goatee. Goatee, you realize that one of them is hiding, but you're not sure where they are right now. But you also have the one in the pit, okay?
Now, when the guy rolled stealth, what did he roll?
They rolled a 16.
That is my passive perception.
Oh, in that case, you actually can see them. Sorry.
I am going to. As he thinks he's slinking away, I'm just coming up behind him and just go, now, where do you think you're going? And I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on him. I've not cast that yet.
All right.
And then I am going to fire my crossbow at him. That is going to be an 18.
That hits.
Cool. 7 plus. I am gonna have the swarm try and push him towards me. So the strength saving throw.
All right, gotcha.
And then I'll roll the extra damage.
They failed.
Okay, so they're gonna be 15 feet towards me. As I'm gonna. Actually, can I try and drop him onto the call trap? Call traps? Like.
No, but I can say that you can try to get them into the tripwire.
That works.
All right. You throw them into the tripwire, and as a result, I'm going to have them now make a dexterity saving throw to not get trapped in that. They, fortunately, recover quickly and are not restrained by it.
And the extra damage from the Hunter's Mark is going to be a 4. So in total, the damage is an 11.
All right. That then takes us to Sherbin, okay? Sherbin is going to come forward, and they are going to go ahead and once more cast the spell Plant Growth as an action and use it to cover over the pit, trapping the one entombed gnoll inside of it. All right, essentially getting them out of the combat. And now that leads us then to the final gnoll, who, in desperation, is going to charge after you, Goatee. All right, they're going to make their 2 attacks against you. Both hit, I'm afraid, with a 23 and a 21.
All right.
All right. One of them, they are going to attack you with their Great Axe, dealing 6 points damage. What are you at right now?
17.
All right, good. The next attack, they are going just to straight up punch you for 8 points damage, necrotic damage. And now I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Con saving throw 18.
All right, you're fine. The Furbolgs are now going to run across the plant growth and try to assist you, Goatee, by stabbing into the entombed gnoll. However, with a 7, they keep missing every time, as their attacks are repeatedly blocked by the entombed gnoll. All right, this leads us to Alara.
I think I'm going to. Can I run over to them?
Yeah, I'll say at this point the fire has definitely died down.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go over to the crowd there. And can I cast my Divine Favor?
Ooh.
That's read me the description of Divine Favor, okay?
Your prayer empowers you with divine radiance.
Concentrating on blood.
Can I do that by that?
Yeah,
Velocity.
Divine Favor is concentration as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so in order to activate Divine Favor, you would have to give up on Bless.
I'm I'm still doing bless.
Yep.
Yeah, it's for a
Dang.
minute.
How long is a minute?
10 turns. Yeah, 10 turns. 10 full
Oh.
cycles.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've only
Just
done
slowing it
plus
down
up.
at a snail's pace. In real life, this battle is like
Okay, so then with bless, I still have the D4 if I hit.
Mhm.
Okay. So then I'm just gonna use my rapier.
Perfect. Take your shot.
18.
That hits.
Beautiful. 10 for damage.
All right. How do you finish off this gnoll?
I will take my rapier and I will slash its head clean off.
All right. As soon as you do, and it falls, the furbolgs all begin hugging one another, and you in celebration. They hoist you up on their shoulders, Alara, and begin chanting, Alara, 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 and begin moving you towards the village center.
Moldavite, fully having been in the trees that whole combat, jumps down, kind of peeks up a little bit of the underbrush, and just fires so many times at that last one, making sure it's dead.
All right, perfect.
Killing that last one.
All right.
All right, we are done with that.
I want Izzy to. He's very tired. It's taking any damage, but he used a lot of his magic powers. He's gonna just jump down from the tree and like hold himself against the tree. He's sweating a lot. He's very drained.
Before I leave the corpse, I'm gonna pick up its skull, and because I am very hurt right now, I'm kind of pissed because my kill has just been stolen from me. I'm just gonna grab the skull and I'm just gonna crush it.
Well,
in
before
my hand.
before you do, Sherbin grabs your arm and says, "Please don't. That's my ancestor."
Forgive me, and I just let it go.
All right, they take it from you and begin collecting the rest of the bones around the battlefield.
Everyone did a good job.
I and you see that part I'm a bit of on a fret because I'm badly hurt right now.
I give you my healing potion. Like, please take this.
Izzy slowly walk up there.
With that, as you all move past, the druid actually steps in, followed by the rest of the villagers as they begin celebrating with their loved ones. She pushes past all of you towards Sherbin and notices them continuing to collect the remains. Need a hand. Sherbin looks over to the druid and says, "Thank you." Together they continue collecting all the skeletons and then bury and consecrate them. They would have wanted to be buried where they fell, Sherbin says. Fitting. Now that they're taken care of, where do we go from here? Sherbin pauses. I don't know. I can't begin to face up for what we Moody have done, much less the Brazoi. But I gave my word. We will. The druid smiles. I'm happy to hear that. Hopefully, we can discuss this with your leaders when you take us to them. Sherbin shakes their head. No, you're not coming with us. The druid looks puzzled as you all return back to talk with Sherbin.
All right. I would like to say, first of all, a phenomenal victory as a party. We all worked together quite well. That bless very much came in handy, so thank you. Sherbin, what's next?
Yeah, the Fisherbolg demands. Tell us where the Brazoi are. It's time we end this once and for all. Sherbin once more shakes their head. Not happening. This is not your fight. The Furbolg begin stepping forward, some actively shouting that Sherbin doesn't know what they're talking about, but once more the Druid elder silences them. We're going to need an explanation, Sherbin, she says. I don't know what you count as not being our fight, but having our home invaded by a bunch of skeletons counts as our fight for us. Why don't you want us getting involved in this? Sherbin takes a moment to think and then explains, because at the end of the day, this goes beyond just who was attacked and who wasn't. This deals with the balance of nature. And if we are going to find that balance again, we need to be able to know that we can do it without outside assistance. Please, this is for us. If we can't solve our own problems without help, then we don't deserve to be the guardians of the wilderness. The Furbolgs take a moment to think about this before the Druid says, all right, then what would you have us do? For starters, you definitely need to alert everyone else in Kalia. This probably won't be the first attack the Bazoran are going to launch, so we need to be prepared for more of them. That way, in the worst case scenario that we fail, hopefully you'll be ready for any more attacks that come and will be able to respond to them in turn. Alright, the druid says, but I think I might be able to do one more thing for you. She motions for Alera and Goti to step forward. Alright, two of you do. I have something that two of you might actually find useful in this war. She motions for you all to follow her as they go back to her house. Alright?
I kind of look over at Izzy and I'm like, are we, as they say in my homeland, chopped giant hamster liver?
I want Izzy to be half asleep the entire time. He's very tired.
And Moldavite just kind of like gently stands outside looking a little bit grumpy that he's not getting any loot.
He's just leaning against the wall still.
I'm gonna come out here with fresh drip.
As you go inside her house, she opens up two chests and gives Alera and Goti the following. For Alera, she gives you a suit made out of petrified Guayacan tree bark. This is life plate armor, specifically splint life plate armor. The bark is a special type of magical substance that is hard as iron, but is lightweight and flexible thanks to its composition and magical tinkering. This armor does not have a strength requirement to it, meaning that you can go back to your original 30 feet while wearing it. Also, you don't suffer disadvantage on stealth checks while you use it. Finally, since it is splint mail, it bumps your armor class up from 18 to 19.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
The druid then takes out a pair of enchanted scythes and hands them over to Goti. Goti, these are moon sickles, a +1 magical weapon that glows in moonlight. While holding it, you get a bonus to your attack and damage rolls equal to its rarity, which in this case is a +1, as well as a +1 bonus to your spell attack and saving throws as well, for all of your druid and ranger spells.
Huh.
Finally, you can use it as a spell casting focus for any spell you make, and whenever you use a spell to restore hit points, you can add a d4 to that hit point restoring, provided you are still holding the sickle.
Okay, that's the big part. There we go.
Yep.
And the damage is that of a normal sickle?
Yes.
The +1?
Yep, which is 1d4 plus 1. All right? But you can dual wield them.
So it's two of them.
I'm going to say it's flavored as two of them, but it counts as one since they're light. So you can use them twice, I guess.
No, because I was just going to have the sickle in one hand and crossbow in the other.
That could work as well. That is an option as well. All right? Although I'm not going to have you keep track of which hand is each. All right? I'll say that over the course of a long rest, you can definitely integrate it into your body. All right?
Perfect.
I hope these will help the two of you. I wish I could give more to all of you, but unfortunately, I don't think we have much more that can be of assistance.
Can I have one apple?
They smile and say, yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
And they actually hand you a apple that has been enchanted with the Goodberry spell.
Oh,
Yep.
phenomenal apple.
Only thing I like is a good night's rest.
Sorry, Izzy, but we're going to have to hold on the rest. We need to get back to the Steeping Woods like 2 hours ago. Oh, God. We're going to be so late. Wait, we need to get to the Steeping Woods, the druid asks. Yes. I could help. How? Sherbin asks. Simple. I know a spell or two that might be able to be of assistance. They move outside and touch one of the trees. The trunk of it immediately opens up and reveals a magical portal inside. Just step through and it'll take you wherever you need to go.
Phenomenal.
Sherbin looks at this and then back to you and says, well, back through the portals, and steps through. All right, the rest of you, do you all move forward as well?
I go through the portal, and I gotta say, back through the portal, amazing episode title.
All right. Well, as you all go through, the furbolgs all chant good luck to you as the druid looks to each of you and says, Godspeed. I know you'll protect us all. And as you each slowly, one by one, go through, you find yourselves literally being engulfed and then spat out by the tree trunks in one point and out the other. And that's where we will end our session.
Woo!
All right?
Perfect.
Thank you for listening.
Hey everyone, it's your Dungeon Master Charlie, here again to wrap up the episode. As always, I'd like to start off by giving a quick shout out to Ball State University, Dr. Thompson, and Mr. Seitz for once more letting us use their equipment and space to record our episodes. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to Dr. Joe Tien over at Michigan State University as one of my main inspirations for composing for this podcast. Two of the tracks you heard today, Astral Cyclone and Tiefling's Light, were heavily inspired by his music, and I cannot sing his praises enough as one of the greatest modern composers of our time. I plan on releasing my original tracks in the next couple of months, as well as many other pieces that were featured in this on both YouTube and our upcoming Patreon. In the meantime, we'll be dropping episode 5 on April 11th, so feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell in order to be the first to find out. Also, feel free to send us a tweet at Yugoloth TT or on Instagram, same handle. All music from this video are from filmmusic.io and are licensed under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. Links can be found in the credits as well as in the paste bin link in the video's description. All sound effects are from freesounds.org and are licensed under a Creative Commons 1, 2, or 4 license. Links again can be found in the credits and in the paste bin link below. Thank you all for listening. I can't wait to see you for episode 5.